Hello, my name is Jill Unkel, and I am the Curator of Western Collections at the Chester Beatty. This is a Book of Hours. It is a personal prayer book named for the devotions to the Virgin Mary that were recited throughout the day. Books of Hours survive in great numbers and are today known as the medieval bestseller. Handmade by teams of scribes and illuminators, they can include as many additional texts and illuminations as their sponsors could afford, which means each is unique. This book is called the Coëtivy Hours, named for Prigent de Coëtivy, its original owner, who lived in France from about 1399 to 1450. Although not identified, the man in prayer on this folio is likely Prigent de Coëtivy. The long black tail of his hat draped across the golden robes suggests Prigent's coat of arms, alternating black and gold bars. Prigent was something of a bibliophile. A surviving inventory shows that his library included both historical and devotional texts, while a record of payment to an illuminator adds romances to the list. It is also pleasing to know that Prigent took great care of his collection, a matter confirmed by a letter in which he offered advice on how to prepare books for transport. Prigent was a member of the court of King Charles VII of France. A minor nobleman, he climbed the ranks to be made a member of the King's Privy Council in 1436 and Admiral of France in 1439. This elevated status afforded him the opportunity to increase his fortune through strategic marriage, and the king encouraged negotiations with the family of Marie de Rais. The father of his bride-to-be, Jill de Rais, had been executed in 1440 as a serial killer, with tales of his dark deeds inspiring the infamous Bluebeard of French folktales. Despite the scandal, the estates were a great prize, passing to his heir and daughter, Marie de Rais. It is thought that the woman reading a devotional book shown here is the bride herself. She is accompanied by a lapdog, a symbol of fidelity. The Coëtivy Hours was produced to celebrate Prigent and Marie's union. An amendment to the protracted marriage negotiations allowed Prigent to quarter or combine his wife's arms, a black cross on a field of gold, with his own. Their quartered arms appear, perhaps excessively, no less than 50 times throughout the manuscript. The quartering is not always apparent, however, as they were later overpainted, but I'll return to that soon. Prigent's mottos also feature in great abundance. Alas, belle merci is a plea for the Virgin's aid, and Dame sans père means lady without equal. The phrase Dame sans père often appears around a mirror. This alludes to the peerless Virgin whose only equal is found in her reflection. Even considering how greatly adored the Virgin Mary was at the time, these mottos, combined with the manuscript's unusually large number of prayers and paintings dedicated to her, denote a particular devotion to the Virgin Mary. We might wonder whether these were a tribute to Prigent's bride, who shared a name with the Holy Mother, and perhaps expressed the hope for a fruitful union. Alas, Prigent and Marie did not have children. Prigent died prematurely at the Battle of Cherbourg in 1450, when he was rather unfortunately hit by a cannonball, an event commemorated in a late 15th century history book now in the Bibliothèque Nationale de France. It was not uncommon for books of hours to be produced to mark important occasions, like a wedding. Sometimes two were commissioned, one for each spouse. After Prigent's death, Marie received a book of hours with a single large gold clasp in the form of a rose. The Coëtivy Hours, however, was inherited by his brother, the Cardinal Alon de Coëtivy. It is he who had each of the quartered arms overpainted with the black and gold bars of the Coëtivy family. On one page, a cardinal's hat was added as a mark of Alon's standing. A bibliophile like his brother, this is one of 11 manuscripts that can be traced to him, including one in Marsh's Library, Dublin. In 1919, this sumptuously illuminated manuscript was purchased by Edith Beatty as an anniversary gift for her husband Chester. It seems fitting that this beautiful book of hours reprised its role as a celebration of union.